Here's the top ways to save money on house insurance in South Alabama. If you're building a home or you're buying a home, then there's certain aspects of the house that I think that you need to look for that will affect your house insurance in your favor. The very first thing that affects house insurance prices here in the Gulf Coast is the distance from the coast. If you're very close to the water, it's more risk, and therefore you have to pay more money. So what you should be looking for is a house that is probably about 2 miles away from the bay, and if you can, about 20 miles away from the Gulf. That's what's going to save you the most money. And the closer you get to the Gulf, or the closer you get to the bay, and the more money that you'll pay for your house insurance because of wind and hail. The second thing that's going to save you money on house insurance is being somewhat close to a fire station and a fire hydrant, and also being in a town that has a good protection class, a low protection class. Gulf Shores, for example, though it's close to the water, it has a protection class 3. But what you need to make sure about the house is that it is within 500 foot of a fire hydrant and that it is within 5 miles of a fire station. Number 3 way to save money on your house insurance, if you're buying a house. Now if you're building a house, of course it's going to be brand new. But if you're buying a house, what you need to be looking for is a newer house, because the older houses typically cost more money. Old houses tend to fall apart and they have problems, so if you can look for a newer house, that'll probably help. Another thing to look for is the type of roof that you are buying. Now, there's a certain thing called a hipped roof, and I personally think that that's the best. It's because of the aerodynamics on the roof. You can see that the wind would flow right over the roof. While a gabled roof looks pretty, it's not very good for aerodynamics. The wind just hits right into the side of the wall, and so it's a little bit more risky when it comes to wind insurance. Another thing to look for, and this is kind of a no-brainer, is the material of the outside of the house. A brick house is a sturdy house, and that's probably going to give you the cheaper prices. But other things like frame, it's okay too, but it will probably be a little bit more expensive than the brick. As a side note, something that you should not get is a house with synthetic stucco, because synthetic stucco just has a lot of problems, and the rate for the house is going to go up pretty much just because of that. If you don't take care of a house with synthetic stucco, it's possible to mold and break, and it's definitely going to cause a house insurance claim. Another good thing to look at is the roofing material, like what you put on top of the roof. Metal roofs are the best, but they're not so common anymore. After Hurricane Ivan and Katrina in 2004 and 2005, we started using more architectural shingles, which is a grade that can resist about 110 miles per hour wind damage. Standard shingles, though they're cheaper, they can only resist about 55 miles per hour. If you're buying a newer house, more than likely it's going to have that architectural dimensional shingles that can resist 110 mile per hour wind. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please go to heritageins.net and contact the local agent, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.